joined together by various fastening methods. These lightweight trusses can be a parallel cord type for flat use, as in floors or flat roofs, or peaked, which is found in many private dwellings. The most common type of truss has short 2x4s joined together with a stamped sheet metal fastener called a gang nail or gusset plate. Another style consists of 2x4 top and bottom cords connected by tubular steel webs. These steel webs are pieces of tubing that is stamped flat at each end. The top and bottom cords are notched in the center so the flattened end can sit in the cord. A hole is drilled through the side of the cord and a pin is inserted to keep the web connected to the cord. Both of these methods are structurally sound under normal conditions, but have serious implications for firefighters. The biggest problem is their lack of mass to resist fire. If a single 2x4 burns through, the entire truss can fail. To make things even worse, when fire attacks the wood, the gusset plates easily pull out, allowing the truss to collapse. This is because the gusset plates only penetrate the wood about 1/4 of an inch. The pin drilled into the steel tube and wood cord truss is also dangerous during a fire. Drilling the 3/4 inch hole weakens the narrow dimension of the 2x4, and the steel pin and hole allow the fire to attack the cord from both the inside and outside. Another concern is cutting through the top cord with a power saw blade during ventilation or overhaul. Since these trusses are usually covered with just an inch of roofing and plywood, the 2x4 laid on the flat is vulnerable to even a shallow cut. This is a very real danger that could plunge a firefighter through the roof into the fire below. Another problem with open web trusses is the large void spaces they create, sometimes called the truss loft. The parallel cord trusses, which are usually used in place of floor joist, pose a real threat of uncontrolled fire spread. If a fire exposes one truss, the other trusses are almost immediately exposed because there's nothing to stop the spreading fire. The firefighters of tomorrow are going to be paying with their lives for the practice of today's construction industry. You must make every effort to identify buildings with lightweight wood trusses and do everything you can to modify your tactics or create new ones to ensure your safety. Most firefighters know about standard roof and floor systems and their burn time frames and danger signs to look for. In lightweight buildings, you don't have the typical 15 to 20 minutes to search, rescue, and attack before you notice the floor or roof sagging. Many of the new systems fail in less than 10 minutes and drop their entire load without notice. Another danger is the plywood I-beam, the lumber industry's cure for squeaky floorboards. It poses many of the same problems a lightweight system has, mainly the lack of mass. It's made of a top and bottom cord of 1.5 by 2.5 inch plywood, with a web of just 3/8 inch plywood. The I-beam will not show any noticeable sag until it suddenly fails. If roof ventilation is impossible because of the possibility of collapse, then interior operations must also stop. When these structures are occupied, the IC must make a difficult decision. When do you risk firefighters to possibly save the lives of occupants? You have to make a careful evaluation of whether there are any savable victims. Is there fire in the room with the occupants? If so, they're no longer savable. Next, try to find out if the fire has made its way into the voids and if it's attacking the trusses. If so, you should fight the fire from a distance, using the hose stream to extinguish the fire. You must do this before you allow any member to operate directly above or below the damaged trusses. You can use an elevating platform to direct a stream into the truss loft after you open up the building's side walls. Provide total window ventilation and operate with the absolute least amount of personnel in the danger area until the trusses have been exposed and examined. Provide emergency shoring if it's needed. CADS-generated reminders of the building's trusses are great pieces of information for today as well as 30 years from now.